Hey YouTube, so behind. Let me jump right into it. Excuse my voice. I've been sick, but I couldn't let another week go by and me and I catch up on these videos. And I gotta watch the new episode tonight. So anywho, Hasn't Have Not season 4. I've been putting 5 on all of my videos. So I have to change that too. But 4, episode 8, titled Pieces of the Puzzle. Okay, so it starts off where it left off, and Candace and Benny have just walked into the door to a upset, confused, anxious, super nervous, angry Hannah. Okay, so she's Mama Bear at this point, mainly Mama Bear to Benny, but whatever. So she's like, Benny, where's your bracelet? He was like, not even answering her. Meanwhile, remember, little Q was in the room, so he sees his mama. So he's so excited to see her because at this point, it's been a while since he was in her custody. Because remember, last place she saw him was at the hospital. So, whatever the case, he's so excited to see her. Now, while she is like spending time with him and hugging him and things, Benny and Hannah are sitting at the table. She is trying to pry this information out of him. Like, Benny, what did you do? What did you do? What happened? The news said this, and that. What did you do? What did y'all both do? Did y'all kill that boy? And he is looking like, look, you are like a little too hostile right now. Like, even if I wanted to tell you the truth, I couldn't tell you because who knows what your next move is going to be. You could go turn us both in. Like, no. So he's not saying anything. So she like gets really, really mad. Um, at one point, little Quincy, he goes into the bath to like go get in the tub. But Hannah is going off because Candace and Benny won't tell her what they did. And so she starts like throwing pots and pans and she's like, tell me what you did. And I'm thinking, lady, calm down. Like, if you really wanted to know, you're going to have to chill out. Like, they're not going to tell nobody that's in an uproar like you are because nobody can predict your next move. Okay, so then she slaps Benny and he was like, oh, so you slapping me now? She was like, yeah, I don't care if I have to beat the truth out of you, if I have to beat you straight. Like, you're going to tell me what you did. What has your sister gotten you into? So he won't tell her what happened. So she just starts praying out loud, like, God, please reveal to me what has happened. The truth will come to light. Please, God. Okay. So, next thing you know, um, Candace decides to go into the bathroom with little Quincy because he was like scared when Hannah started throwing the pots and pans. And he told her he doesn't like when she yells. So I'm not Hannah. Candace goes into the bathroom with him, which is good because they need like a mother-son bonding moment. So she goes in there, and all of a sudden you can tell that little Quincy has spent a lot of time with his grandma lately because he's automatically on his grandma's side. He's like, what did you do to her? Why is she mad? Like, what happened? And Candace is like, I didn't do anything to her. And he's like, that she prays for you all the time. And she was like, yep, she's been doing that since I was a kid. And he was like, yes, so she makes me pray for you too. So like basically you can come back to being me and be a good mother. And so whatever the case, they have like a good heartfelt conversation to the point where I think it makes Candace regret some of the decisions that she's made in life. Like, okay, here's my son here. I need to be being a mother to him. Like, but I can't even provide for him right now. And, he has her praying for me too. Like, I think she feels some sort of guilt. Like, I really need to just get it right so that I can be here for my child. Okay, so next thing you know, it goes back to the hotel. So, of course, David shows up to the hotel to pick up Erica because in the last episode, he had called her to apologize and she was like, okay, you can make it up to me by taking me to dinner tonight. Now, of course, we know Erica has plans to get it in with Mr. David. Okay. So he opens up the door. Well, Erica opens up the door and he comes and so, well, he's making sure she's okay, seeing where the flowers are. Okay, the flowers aren't in the room. So he's like, what did she say to you? And Erica's like, oh, she told me she was gonna throw me out the window. He's like, what? And she's like, no, I'm just joking. But she is a piece of work though. Okay, so next thing you know, she's like purposely doing this, like to kind of like tease him and have some sex appeal. she like has half of her dress unzipped, and she's like, "Hey, can you zip up the rest of this for me?" So of course he zips up her dress, and then she's like, "You're not gonna say anything about it?" He was like, "That is a very nice dress." Like he was very like nice and just well mannered, and it's a gentleman like thing to say. So she's like, why are you giving me a compliment like that? Like that was like a little like cliche compliment. Like give me a real compliment. I want to know what you're really thinking. So he like, I mean, he goes into like an erotic novel like compliment. Like it's like, dang, David, like what type of books you been reading? Because he was like, I love the dress and the way it fits on your body, and I want to do this, this, and that to you, and throw you on the bed. And I mean, it just looks amazing, and I don't even want to go anywhere, and like all these things he wants to do to her, and like he's really pushing up on her, and she's like trying to push him away, and he's like, "No, you seem like you like this side of me." And I'm thinking, yeah, David, yeah, that's really how she is. Now, all along while they're like flirting and stuff, I'm getting so nervous, y'all, because y'all know I believe that Erica is gonna get hooked, just like Candace got hooked to Oscar. Erica's gonna be like, me and David could have a real relationship, and I can stop this like haunting life. Okay, so whatever. Then we see Veronica. So of course, David and Erica prepare to leave the hotel so they can go out to eat. So we see Veronica. She arrives at the crime scene at Candace's house, and of course the detectives and the police and everybody is out there. So there's a detective out there by the name of George. Well, a police officer initially was telling her she had to leave, and she's like, "No, I don't. I am the attorney for the owner of this home." So then the detective George, he comes up to her, and of course they have history because they have little like snarky comments that they're saying back to one another, like, "Oh, Veronica, you're here. Okay, whatever." So she's like, well, whatever you found in this house is not going to be admissible because please let me know what time you found this body because the previous owner of this house no longer owns the house. The bank owns this house as of 5 o'clock today. Now, what time did you find the body? And don't lie to me because I already looked up the records. And he was like, it's 6 something. And she's like, okay, yes. So everything that you found at that point is inadmissible in court. And he's like, Veronica, why would you do this? Like, you just gonna let her get away with killing a man? And then he was like, who said that she killed somebody? Like, this is a story you made up in your head. And he's like, you know what, Veronica? I will go to court. I will go pick her up tonight. And then she was like, do what you have to do, but I will be taking this to court tomorrow morning and the charges will be dismissed because it's not her property. So anything you found after that time, this warrant is no good. Okay, so he's like, shouldn't you be focusing on your own case? Don't you have your own pending case? And she's like, no need to worry about that. I will win that one just like I'll win this one. So of course they've had like a back and forth like battle for some time now. Okay, so then Veronica is leaving the crime scene, and we see Jim, and he is like laying up against Veronica's car. So he's just been waiting for her. Now, of course, we know that he came there just to make sure they're on the same page. He's apologizing for Catherine doing what she did, and he's admitting to Veronica, look, I know what Catherine did, and I'm saying sorry for her. I need to make sure we're all on the same page because technically we could all go down together. Now, we wouldn't want that to happen. And so she's like, okay, and what else are you apologizing for? And he's like, look, look, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Are we not? And she's like, so why'd you call the hit off? Now remember, some time ago, like maybe like a couple of seasons ago now, the David had actually put a hit on Veronica. Oh, not David, Jim. Veronica wanted an apology because Jim had like choked her up or something in the campaign office. If y'all remember that a few seasons ago. Well, he was like, I'm not apologizing for that because you got my son raped in jail. And she was like, okay, so what? And he's breathing. So, and I'm like, Veronica, girl, you are so insensitive. So, whatever the case, they feel like, okay, whatever, we'll just call that an even playing field. She's like, why'd you call the hit off? He was like, because believe it or not, David loved you to a fault. And he asked me to take the hit off, so I did. And she was like, oh, really? And he was like, believe it or not, he really did. So that's why I did. Hey, but That was clever, that thing you did with Maggie Day. Very clever. She was like, that wasn't clever. That was brilliant. Of course, we know that Veronica set up Maggie Day. Rest in peace. I don't really miss her because she was annoying. Okay, anywho. Then it was weird because they at some point in the conversation, Jim started talking about how David was like really hurt when he saw that picture of Veronica and Benny in the car, and like it was like, Jim was like, you should have seen him. I mean, he was like devastated. He was heartbroken. I felt sorry for the guy. And she's like, oh, really? And she said something basically around the terms of, once you go black, you never go back, something like that. And he was like, oh, I know. I mean, that is my all-time favorite, of course. And we all know he's talking about Candace, which I do think that he has like a love-hate relationship with Candace. He doesn't want to get rid of her because I think when they were together, he was really like developing feelings for her. Like he really like enjoyed his physical intimacy with her, or her intellect or something was intriguing to him, which is why he's never gone through with actually just like killing her. Okay, so but at that moment it was weird because maybe it's just me, but I felt like Jim and Veronica were like kind of flirting with each other at one point, and I was like, that would be an interesting like character twist, story twist. Like if Veronica and Jim like really like had it like an affair together, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like this is disgusting, but this is like whoa, like Tyler Perry, you have really shocked me. So let's just keep that in the back burner because it could happen, okay? Because they're both evil and it'd be interesting. Okay, so whatever the case, Justin shows up to the hotel where Jeffrey is. Of course, remember he told Jeffrey to get a room. He's checking on him at the hotel. So when Justin comes into the room, Veronica calls. No, Nyla. Sorry, y'all, that's my daughter. Okay, so Veronica calls and she's like, Jeffrey, where are you? And he's like, at the hotel. And she's like, are you next to that thing? And he was like, who? And she's like, Candace. And he was like, yeah, I am. Because, of course, he can't say that he's next to Justin, the police officer, in a hotel room. His mom is going to flip out. So she's like, okay, well, the police are looking for Candace, so I need you to get back to the house just in case they come looking for you. Melissa is waiting for you. Remember our deal? You're going to have to get married. This is probably a night where you guys are going to have to rekindle something. Um, so whatever. Jeffrey's like, okay, I'll be there. So he gets off the phone. He tells Justin, hey, I got to go. And Justin is like, why? He's like, my mom's telling me I got to go home. Look, she's basically going to bury me in all of this mess if I don't marry Melissa. Melissa, I don't want to marry her, but I will get off if I marry her. So whatever. So Justin's like, well, I'm living a double life, so it's really not that bad. And then Jeffrey's like, of course it's not that bad because you can attach yourself to both sexes. You're attached to me and you're attached to your wife. I can't attach to Melissa. Like I am who I am and that's what it is. So whatever the case, he's like, um, well, you know what, Jeffrey, like it's really not that bad. And he's like, Jeffrey's like, okay, but you're like a butthole at heart anyway, so whatever, you wouldn't even understand. And he was like, I promise you, I'm not. Like, you really changed me. Like, why do you think I'm so deep into this mess with you and Candace? Like, you've changed me. Like, I genuinely care for you. Like, I didn't think that I would be in this position where I'm like I want to be around him. I want to be like in his life and connected. Like I'm saving you because I don't want you to go to jail. Like I want to be with you. So basically, he's like, I'm gonna say all this nice stuff to say, let's just get to it. You know, the real reason why I came. So Jeffrey's like, okay. And at this point, I don't know that either Jeffrey is just like really preoccupied with everything that's going on and he can't think straight, or Jeffrey don't really like Justin like that. But Justin is like legit like falling in love with Jeffrey. Okay, so whatever the case, go back to Wyatt's place. Quita and her homeboy, they're watching TV, and Wyatt is still going through withdrawals. and they see something on his table about him having a bank account overseas, and they're like, "Cool, we staying here until the bank account says zero." So I guess we just gonna be chilling for a while. So Wyatt is like, "Please, like, I feel like I'm over here dying. Like, can you give me something?" And they're like, and Quita's like, "No." And the dude that she's with is like, "I'm a little like concerned. Like maybe we should give him something." She's like, "Have you never seen anybody like Fiend before? Like he's fine. He will be fine." Actually, she's like, "You can give me something." And he was thinking like her to like have sex with him, and she's like, "Boy, I'm just playing, but you can watch us do it on your bed." And I'm thinking like, are you stupid? If you are intruding in his home, why would you put yourself physically in a vulnerable position where you may not be fully alert and paying attention to his every move, because he could get just a little bit of strength, or he can call 911, he can get a knife, whatever. Like Quita is stupid. Like she's a dumb criminal. So whatever the case, um, while she's over there getting down with old dude in the bed, Wyatt texts Jeffrey like, "These people are in my house. I need help." Okay. Why didn't they take his phone? I don't know. So next thing you know, Hannah goes into the bathroom at the hotel to take a private call. It is Catherine, and Catherine's like, "I have your check." Hannah said, "You're really early." She's like, "Yeah, but I figure you would need the money right now." And Catherine's like, "Look, I'm gonna just let you know straight up. I'm really like running into a real problem. Mama needs like a lot of cash, so I'm gonna have to like pawn that car." And she's like, "No, don't do that. Like, you don't have to do that." Sorry, y'all. "You don't have to do that." And she's like, "No, I do." Catherine's like, "I can give you money." And Hannah's like, "I don't want to take your money." I'm thinking, Catherine, like, come on now. Like, just get the money, okay? I know you don't want to, but you kind of need it. And you don't need to sell your car, because that is your transportation right now. I know you don't have a problem taking the bus, but like, just keep the car, okay? Because it's a nice car. Okay, so whatever the case, she's like, "Why won't you let me help you? All this, and that." Next thing you know, Jim comes in the room and he's like, "Catherine, get off the phone. I need to tell you something now. Get off the phone now." So they get off the phone, and he basically tells her, "Look, the police are on their way here. Veronica gave me a heads up that they're headed here now. I don't exactly know why. I'm just telling you, do not talk." Now, we all know that Catherine's not going to do that. But whatever the case, I will be recording the next episode. So, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out at mrsblogaholic.com. Bye.